Dog Pound, what's up, my friends? Welcome back to the channel, the ultimate hangout spot for die-hard Cleveland Browns fans. Today, we're diving headfirst into a story that's shaking the very heart of the Orange and Brown Nation, the possible departure of our beast, Nick Chubb, from the team.
Yeah, you heard that right. This rumor is heating up, and we're gonna break it all down. What's going on, how it could impact the team, what the front office is thinking, and how the fan base is reacting. So grab a cold one, get comfy, and let's talk because things are getting serious. So tell me, Dog Pound, how are you feeling? Is your heart already racing? For those of you who haven't heard yet, let me catch you up. According to motociclismo.pt, the Browns are on the verge of a decision that could change the direction of the entire franchise. Nick Chubb, the heart and soul of our offense, might be on his way out next season. It's a shocker, right? This guy's a legend, a yard-churning machine, and now we're facing the possibility of seeing him in another jersey. So how did we get here? Chubb is hands down one of the best running backs in the NFL. Since joining in 2018, he's completely transformed our ground game. 4 straight 1,000-plus yard seasons before his injury in 2023. That's elite. He's the kind of back who breaks tackles, sees holes no one else does, and literally carries the team on his back. But sadly, injuries have hit hard. In 2023, a brutal knee injury sidelined him after just 2 games. Then in 2024, he returned only to suffer a foot fracture after 8 games, finishing with 332 yards and 3 touchdowns. His average dropped to 3.3 yards per carry, far below what we expect from our RB1. The question is, can Chubb ever return to being the guy who made defenses tremble? Former RB coach Stump Mitchell is fired up about this. He said, and I quote, "Letting a guy like Nick go is a gamble that could backfire big time." And honestly, he's not wrong. Chubb isn't just a player, he's the heartbeat of the Browns' offense. Without him, we lose more than yards, we lose leadership, morale, and that gritty us-against-the-world energy he brings to the locker room. Now let's talk about the impact. If Chubb really leaves, what's left for our offense? We already saw in 2024 that the ground game suffered big time without him. Jerome Ford, who's stepping into a bigger role, recently took a pay cut, showing his commitment to the team. But let's be real, he's not Chubb. Ford had some solid moments, but he doesn't have that game-breaking power, that ability to turn a 3-yard gain into 30. So, Dog Pound, do you think Ford's the guy to lead the backfield? Looking at the roster, the front office is clearly shifting strategy. They've bolstered the O-line with guys like Tevin Jenkins and Cornelius Lucas, a smart move to protect the QB and open lanes for the run game. But without a running back of Chubb's caliber, those upgrades might not pay off. And then there's the QB situation, still a big question mark. We all know a balanced offense needs a strong running game to take pressure off the passing game. Without Chubb, our attack could become predictable, and that's a feast for opposing defenses. Look around the league. Just last season, Saquon Barkley gave the Eagles' offense new life, over 1,400 rushing yards, and a trip to the playoffs. When healthy, Chubb is on that same level. Losing him would be like the Eagles losing Barkley or the Chiefs losing Pacheco. That's a hole you don't fill easily. So is the front office really ready to take that risk? GM Andrew Berry is in a tight spot. According to reports, letting Chubb walk seems like a calculated decision, probably driven by salary cap concerns. The Browns are tight on cap space, and Chubb's injury history has them worried about investing big money in a guy who might not return to elite form. Tony Grossi from ESPN said the only way Chubb stays is if no other team makes a solid offer. Which, let's be honest, is unlikely. He's a 4-time Pro Bowler, even with injuries, and teams like a certain AFC franchise worth $6.1 billion, hello Jacksonville Jaguars, are reportedly interested. But that's not all. The Browns are already eyeing the 2025 draft, which is stacked with promising running backs. They might be planning to bring in some fresh blood to the backfield, someone younger and cheaper to lead the ground game. On paper, that makes sense, but in reality, it's a risky move. A rookie might take time to adjust, and we all know how well Chubb fits into Kevin Stefanski's system. Do you still believe in Stefanski, or are you starting to lose patience? With these decisions, another interesting move being considered is a short-term deal for Chubb,
A classic prove-it deal. It would be a middle ground solution. He comes back, proves he's healthy, and we keep hope alive of seeing the old Chubb dominate again. But if he's not willing to take a pay cut, the door to free agency is wide open. The fan base is fired. Up about all this, Dog Pound. On X, user Dave summed up the vibe perfectly. Is there some kind of secret deal between Chubb and the Browns? He hasn't signed anywhere, Ford took a pay cut, and no one's been given Chubb's number. 24. Is there still hope? That shows how divided the Orange and Brown Nation really is. Some fans think Chubb deserves a big contract after everything he's done, while others believe it's time to move on and invest in young talent. Our tight end, David Njoku, even added fuel to the fire with an emotional social media post begging the front office to keep Chubb. That shows how much he's loved in the locker room. And off the field, it's the same story. Chubb isn't just a player, he's a symbol of Cleveland, a guy who embodies the grit and resilience of this city. Losing him would feel like losing a piece of our identity. So what about you? Are you on Team Njoku, wanting Chubb back at all costs? Or is it time to turn the page? Looking ahead to 2025, what can we expect from the Browns? If Chubb doesn't return, the run game will rely heavily on Jerome Ford and whatever rookie we pick up in the draft. The O-line is looking stronger, which is a good sign, but this offense needs consistency. In 2024, we saw flashes of brilliance, like that game against the Bengals where everything clicked, but we also saw moments of frustration, like the loss to the Steelers where our run game got shut down. If the front office can bring Chubb back on a team-friendly deal, it could be the spark we need to make a playoff push. A healthy Chubb, even if he's no longer the RB1, is still a deadly weapon on first and second downs. But if he signs somewhere else, we'll need a strong plan B. Stefanski has to prove that the offensive scheme that got us to the playoffs in 2020 still works. Could this shakeup finally bring the Browns back to the postseason? Dog Pound, this Nick Chubb situation is pulling at our hearts, isn't it? It's a mix of emotion, uncertainty, and hope. The man's a legend, but the future of the Browns is in the hands of the front office, and maybe Chubb himself. We all want to see him charging down the field at First Energy Stadium, but more than anything, we want to see our team flying high, with or without him. So what's your take? Do you think Chubb's still got gas left in the tank for the Browns? Or is it time to bet on fresh legs? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear what the Orange and Brown Nation is thinking. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss a single update. Share this with your fellow Dog Pound faithful. Let's keep the fire alive. Until next time, go Browns.